In today's video, I want to talk about Bittensor Tau. It's a crypto I literally just covered a few days ago, my top crypto to buy in November. It was also covered in October's video for top crypto to buy in October for a reason, because I'm very bullish on this crypto. I gave some reasons why in my last video, but in this specific video, I want to go over a little bit in more detail why I'm so bullish on this crypto. We happened to buy it at around the $200 big dip earlier this year. We've been DCAing for quite some time. We bought some more at 383. That was our last DCA, or literally last DCA, our most recent one for this year. And I cannot be any more bullish on this crypto. It's the leader in AI. And AI right now is under a 30 billion market cap. And people don't understand. Trends come and go, yes. But AI is not just a trend that has come and left. It has come and stayed. And it's continuously growing. I see other crypto companies either saying they have some type of AI partnership to try to get, part of the trends, or they're integrating AI on some back end of their technology to further their integration because they know this space is massively undervalued. But Bittensor Tau specifically is a layer one in AI. It has a first mover advantage. To me, it is the Ethereum of AI. Ethereum was the first blockchain to come out after Bitcoin. And ever since Ethereum came out, not only has it been king of the altcoins, but you saw other cryptos, other layer ones come out and say, they're a faster Ethereum, they're a more decentralized Ethereum, and more secure Ethereum. We do this better. And I see this happening in Bittensor Tau's future. And every time you see cryptos come out and try to compete, yes, it may help in their marketing standpoint, but it always comes back to the original coin of looking better. And that's why Ethereum has had a good run so far this cycle, aside from coming down now. It hit 5K and remains number 2 to Bitcoin because it is the OG of blockchain technology. I feel Bittensor Tau is going to go down the same path for AI. It is a layer one, decentralized ecosystem for the new generation of technology. Not only that, but I said in my last video for Bittensor Tau, to run a subnet, which can also make you a ton of money within their ecosystem, you have to physically hold and stake your Tau. This is different than Ethereum and Solana. If you want to launch a token on Solana or on Ethereum, aside from the fees of transacting on the blockchains, the ecosystem of Solana and Ethereum don't get too much benefit. But Tau directly benefits from each subnet that grows and does well in their ecosystem. Also, what makes it different, it's the first one to mimic Bitcoin's emission schedule and supply. So you're talking about a massive utility in a growing hot niche with a scarce supply, also with a halving schedule that's coming in December next month of this year. What does that mean? Supply and demand, utility and a hot trend, first mover advantage in a undervalued market. So aside from Bittensor Tau, we'll first check out the price now. Last 24 hours, we're up 22%. It's a 5.2 billion market cap, fully diluted 10, roughly half is in circulation. Unlike most cryptos, it was fair launched. There's no VCs behind it. There's VCs backing it now because they have an ETF for it, an exchange trade fund filed by Grayscale. We see OG Bitcoin investors like Barry Silbert behind this crypto. And I watched the video today. It was called From Bitcoin to Bittensor. Some founder, I think it was Frank of an exchange, he literally liquidated his entire ETH holdings and almost all of his Bitcoin but 2 coins and replaced it with Bittensor Tau. And now these are just 2 people, 2 investors investing into Tau, but a lot of Wall Street is getting behind this coin. But it's a difference from a VC backed crypto in terms of an allocation versus backing it in terms of where it can go. It was fair launch with no allocation. That means it is the most fair chance for investors like you and me, retail, to make money and not experience a huge dump. How does this reflect in price action? Well, if you go back to the old time chart, you can see the chart looks very healthy and strong. And not only has it peaked once at almost $800, it did it twice. And it followed Bitcoin multiple times while doing this. What does that mean? Not only has it been outperforming Bitcoin in the short term, but it's continuously following Bitcoin in the long term. This is a very healthy chart because it brings a predictable price action to an otherwise new niche crypto that just came out. Also, it's a first bull cycle for it, so it has a little bit more relevance compared to older tokens. Again, AI is a new market. We've seen OpenAI become so big in the AI sector. We see Grok on X becoming a huge thing. We've seen ChatGPT growing continuously. I use ChatGPT all the time. We're seeing movies on Netflix. Check out this movie, Subservience with Megan Fox. Great movie. She looks great. That's another note. But again, AI is everywhere. It wasn't just like iRobot with Will Smith back in the early 2000s. We're seeing AI come about. It's everywhere and it's continuously growing. Now, aside from Bittensor Tau going to what I believe to be a 4-figure coin soon, let's go back to CoinMarketCap and let me show you how undervalued this market is. Okay. So if we go by top AI and big data tokens, you can see as a whole, we're sitting at 26.5 billion. Tau is trending number 2, but more importantly, it is trending number 1 for the entire AI market. All these cryptos below are tied to AI in some way. If you're trying to be a part of the trend, you should have at least a couple AI cryptos in your portfolio. But again, Bittensor Tau is the largest AI crypto by market cap, and it's not even close. And I don't think this is going to change anytime soon. The ETF file for it, I think, is the tip of the iceberg. These OG Bitcoin founders who are literally liquidating their crypto positions and treasuries to buy more Tau is not random to me either. And the fair launch and tokenomics breakdown for it being scarce and emitted like Bitcoin is also something to me that's incredibly bullish. So if it follows Bitcoin, and let's just say next month it has a massive pump like Nvidia is doing for the stock market, don't be surprised if Tau starts moving on its own wavelength against Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's going to do this, but I'm saying it's more likely than any other altcoin to do it if we do see this happen. Again, AI is growing at a tremendous pace and only being a 26 billion market cap. A lot of analysts project this to be a 1 trillion market cap at some point. Now, I'm very bullish on many trends of crypto. I think AI is hot. I think RWA is hot. I think DeFi is hot and will all continue to be hot. There's many different narratives too, aside from memes and so on and so forth, that I think will do very well. But AI to me is the hottest niche, one of them. Okay. Again, RWA is very good too. The reason being is because big money is moving into these narratives. And us as retail, we can never copy trade the whales, but we can see what they're looking at by the moves they're making behind the scenes, whether it's through legislation with ETFs or in this case, the Clarity Act, which is going to help push these cryptos, especially the ones that have ETFs for it and adoption and VC interest, to the forefront. We can see what they're doing behind the scenes and then engage our interest from there. So Tau to me, again, it's not a micro cap. It's not one of your 100x plays. It's a safe crypto. And I think anyone, regardless of portfolio size, should have some exposure to it. Not financial advice. It is just what I suggest with my own opinion. Okay. Tau is a mid cap, borderline large cap. I do believe it will outpace the majority of the top 100, especially top 10. But again, layer ones we've seen time and time again. They're the only cryptos from last cycle to surpass a 40 billion market cap. I do foresee more cryptos surpassing that this cycle. But if that trend continues, that means for this cycle, with more institutions and ETFs than we ever seen before, banks, big players, politicians, Tau, I think, is going to blow past a 50 billion market cap, or at least has the capability to do so. Again, it's in the best position to do so in an undervalued, hot, trendy market with institutional adoption and VC investors. I will go as far to say it is the NVIDIA of crypto. Again, I've been covering it this month for top cryptos to buy. I said the same thing back in October when it was still around $330 then. If you had bought just 3 days ago, you're in profit. If you bought last month, you're in profit. And if you bought when you bought it around $200, you would be in over a 2x on a very solid crypto. But if I'm being brutally honest, I would not buy it today on the immediate pump. Wait for a correction. You never buy cryptos on extreme pumps. And it's been a long time since I made a crypto video like this where I talk about just one crypto. But I am that bullish on Tau. I even said on X, it is my highest conviction, layer one, for this cycle. And I've been dollar cost averaging into it for a reason. We still have time to buy altcoins. We can clearly see that altcoins are down right now, but you want to find some, micro caps, of course, but you want to find some more risk averse plays that can still give you a pretty good gain, especially when you compare it to, say, Bitcoin from here, Ethereum from here, Solana, so on and so forth. I think Tau is going to surprise the market in a huge way. But this is entirely just my opinion. Again, the price action speaks for itself. We've been DCing into this at good discounts, and I will continue to DCA some more if I see a dip again. If you wish to join my Discord for the next signal alert, my courses, we do lounge voice chat hangouts pretty often. The members love it. Then I recommend join Discord, especially during this time where trying to be by yourself feels like you're on an island. It is stressful. It is time consuming, and it is very challenging to make a lot of money when you're doing this by yourself as an experienced investor in a highly manipulative market. Now more than ever, I recommend joining my Discord. You will not regret it. Also, feel free to check out my second channel, Coffee John. I make videos there as well. On that note, if you found this video educating and informative, please leave a like. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video.